What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with yet one more video, joined today by a very special guest, Zoe.
What's up? What's up?
What up? What up? All right, so listen, we was over here vibing, and one of the things that we was talking about is unicorn. So
yeah.
If you guys don't know, Zoe, who has her own YouTube channel, what's your channel?
Zoe Everlasting.
You also got to make sure when this video goes up, you're down into the comments, commenting. Like I want to
commenting on your page.
Yeah,
okay.
Like commenting to have an interaction. You know, because I think it's a dope community that's being built down there. So I think it'd be important for you to go over there and communicate with some of the folks. Anyway, we were having a dope discussion, and I wanted to get your perspective on this very question because you are eloped.
Married.
You were married.
I got eloped.
Married?
Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
No, elope means that you are going to get, well, yeah.
Okay, all right. Anyway, so the question that I was asking, and I think as a married woman, it's important to hear your perspective because you've already hit past that broom, and I don't think, you know, the buck's. I don't think I'm ever going to get married. But how do you identify a unicorn? And I want to hear this from your perspective. Okay. When I say unicorn, this is a woman who, you know, can check all the boxes. You know, who's a baddie, you know, is not sick. There's no sickness within her, the way that she thinks, right?
Like crazy?
Craziness.
I can be a little crazy. I have that woman crazy side to me, but I don't have that like that Jeffrey Dahmer type crazy. But I'm a little crazy.
Oh.
Like I'm, like not like, you know, crazy woman way. Like I have my intuition and the guys are like, you're crazy. Like, no, nigga, like you just caught. I ain't crazy.
Caught?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Just like caught doing whatever he was doing because my intuition got like spidey senses and I caught your ass. So now I'm crazy. So that's when I mean I'm crazy.
Okay. I identify a unicorn as someone who's also not crazy. I just want to keep it funky.
Okay. Well, it's not gonna be, a unicorn is a unicorn and it's gonna have its flaws. Damn. Like, anyway, number one. Can I start?
Go ahead.
Okay. Number one. I believe that she has to make you laugh. That's number one. I believe that she has to stand out in a crowd of people, like, you know, but she also, you guys are basically, what do you call that when you like, when you guys both walk in and you guys are both number one stunners? What is that called? Controlling
the room?
No, like you own the room. You and your partner own the room. You guys are like partners. So this is, you know, she has to have that power aspect. She has to be confident in herself and she has to love herself as a black woman and know she is a queen and a goddess. I knew all this stuff. I just, like, why I got married. This video is not about marriage. Okay, anyway. What was I?
You were at point number 3. First, you said she has to make you laugh, and then you have to say you have to essentially be a power couple.
Yes, you guys have to have goals in life for the both of you. Like you guys both have to have the same agreement, but you guys may get to it in different directions. You feel what I'm saying? Like she has to have her goals, you have to have your goals, but they all come and collide with each other. Okay,
I'm gonna offer a different perspective. I want to get your thoughts on it. The 2 things that you just named are table stakes. Like that doesn't make a unicorn to me. That makes a good time.
What is a unicorn for you?
That makes a good time with someone who, you know, makes you laugh and you know, has a presence in a room.
Oh, also you guys have to have chemistry too. You guys have to have like that matters. You have to have chemistry.
I think a unicorn, it's someone who can go against the mold.
That's exactly what I mean, but not saying it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it's someone who can go against the mold in a way, who understands like the bullshit around them, and can think through responding to situations and not just reacting. Like if you had a young woman who you know, if you think about like the benefits of being in a relationship from a man's perspective and a woman's perspective, being in a relationship from a woman's perspective is that, you know, you get to be a part of the city or the kingdom that he's building, right? If that city or that kingdom somehow, you know, falls, a unicorn is someone who will help it build it back up.
I'm a boss, period. I agree.
But that's not what we experienced.
I feel like that's how I experienced it. When I had this huge mistake come upon me, well, this huge craziness, I saw past the chaos and
real quick, 15 seconds. What was that craziness?
Oh, when I got married. Like, when I eloped, there was a lot of stuff going on. It's in the last video that you posted.
I may post this one first. That's why I'm not saying that. But what was the craziness, 15 seconds?
It was just like I became a wife and a stepmother instantly. But my now husband and I saw through like the chaos and the craziness of it all.
And you rode out.
And I rode out. So we have plans and aspirations, and I saw past that, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Like, we could get past this.
Okay. So a unicorn in the sense that you'll be with him through the trials and the tribulations, the ups and the downs.
I won't leave you at your lowest.
Right. I think that's key. And also a unicorn too is someone, in my eyes, who has the ability to know how that she's adding value to your life, like really and truly, and just not assuming that her presence is valuable. Does that make sense?
It does. I totally agree. You're speaking to her right now. What do you mean?
So you think you're a unicorn?
Yes. Hello.
All right. So you're a writer. You have a data point of being a writer.
Yes.
Right.
Period.
Because that's heavy.
That's heavy.
That's heavy.
That's I'm like.
You still wanted to get married.
I
deeply in love.
still like looked past the bullshit. But you know, I looked past the bullshit. However, you still have work to do. It's just not gonna happen in a snap of a finger. Like you have to keep working at it.
Okay. Now the other point was about being able to understand how you actually enhance a man's life. So if you were to name the top 3 ways that you enhance your husband's life.
So again, I'm spiritual, so I make sure that I pray over my husband. Throw some sage around, make sure they're like positive.
Sage?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
You know, sage, it's like a burnt, you know, Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
He used to burn sage.
Oh, like incense?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, just making positive, like, you know, because I do believe like spirits are real. I believe like you have a good spirit over here. I think it's just more than physical, you know what I mean? It's like spiritual. So I burn sage around and make sure that he has good energies. So did you say 3?
I mean, whatever name, it doesn't have to be 3. It could be whatever you feel like that. Because I like in my path, I'm trying to understand and identify unicorns. So I feel like as a married woman, you can tease out kind of one of those things to make that matrimony and going into the future makes sense.
Make sure you have goals as a unicorn. You have to uphold your goals as a woman, but don't let your husband's goal, like your husband's life, overpower you. You have to have your own goals. You have to have your own dreams and aspirations. So
do those goals, dreams, and aspirations help enhance him? Yes,
it does, because you are bettering yourself, and you want to become this better woman for yourself, but also for him. So you have to have goals and aspirations, and you always have to.
I'll make sure recording was on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then
so other ways to so I heard sage, I heard
positive energy. You have to
make your goals in line with his goals, but it sounds like you still don't, you need to have your own goals that are separate.
Yes.
Okay. And then I just heard positive energy.
And then love, like you have to know his love languages, you have to know her love languages, and like
let me ask you a real question real quick. Are the 4 things that you named, is that worth the risk of divorce?
Now the risk of divorce is if that person gives up. if one of you guys give up, that's how divorce happens. Like, if one of you are just like, fuck it, like, I'm not even gonna try anymore, or, you know, so you can go in a marriage with your best intentions.
But are those 4 things worth the risk of, damn, now the 5 years of me, let's say marriage was 5 years, the 5 years of me building up enough wealth to retire early, or, you know, whatever with my finances, and then now that's split in half with
but
someone
you
who
learn
may
something.
not have made as much money.
You'll never learn if you don't know. Like,
that's a big learning, to get married and get half your income taken. That's a learning.
But
That's
the thing
a risk.
is, coming from my life, we both didn't have anything.
Okay.
We came in on the same accord. We came in on the same page, and now we're both growing. So that's where empire starts. Like, we had little to anything, but we are growing our empire. And, you know, sometimes things don't happen the way that you thought your fairy tale life it was going to happen, but shit happens, and you can't. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think here's the way that I think about it. Let me pressure test this out in the open and see how you feel about it. I feel like right, a dude should, number one, always focus on building up his kingdom first, and then look for a unicorn to allow in once that kingdom is solidified.
And I like the way you think, but however, your girl, that's not my story. Like,
okay, but you agree.
I agree.
Do you think 100%. It's the same
100%.
thing from a woman's perspective? Do you think that
I think the guy has to have something to offer.
Do you think the woman has to have something though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, in my stance, we were just coming out of college. We were HBCU lovers. Like, we really connected in that level, and we wanted to grow that empire. Now, individually, we should have probably thought about that. And you got to think about things. You do. You can't just rush into situations. But he found his unicorn too early.
And he focused on making the relationship into a marriage. You focus on making a relationship into a marriage. You started from nothing.
Yes.
But you guys are building together.
Right, still developing our own individual selves.
I got friends who are in the mid-20s, and they're talking about this marriage thing, and I feel like it's so early.
It is. It's extremely early.
Especially for the dude has not built up his kingdom.
Oh my God.
Because here's one of my arguments. The better kingdom that I build up, the better access to y'all that I have.
Yes.
I have more options of y'all.
Yes.
And better options.
Yes.
Then I'm 22 years old, making $35,000 a year straight out of college. And I'm barely, right, like, it's cup of noodles some nights, you know what I mean? As opposed to, I'm well into my life, I'm killing it, I get wide respect. But how would you know,
yes, but how would you know if that woman is really there for you while you're gaining all this everything and building your empire?
Well, I think as you build the empire, you still dip your toe into like different dating situations.
Yeah, but you never like really know if a woman is for you or for your money.
Well, that's the problem, is that you risk your time being taken by someone else who really is after you and your time for nefarious intentions, or maybe lustful intentions. Maybe she doesn't know that. Maybe she doesn't know she's an asshole. Right? Yeah. Like, maybe you got your own things to work on, right? But like, I'm a fan of calculated decisions.
Yeah, but sometimes
who you are at 22 won't be at 32.
I mean, who we were at 23, now that I'm 26,
is not the same.
Is not the same person.
You've experienced a lot of growth, a lot of development.
A lot of like everything. However, I believe that I was with him through the foolery, the bullshit, and he knows that I'm not there for money. So I do know my husband is building an empire, because I'm building an empire too, and we're building it together. As for your position, do you feel that you have found a unicorn? Have you met the unicorn, but you were not ready? You let it go.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of I've said this on the channel before. There's probably been 5 to 6 throughout my life that were like everything was fine. But I was too selfish in that moment, continuing to build myself
and at
up.
least you can admit that.
Yeah.
However, you are taking your risks on Unicorn.
But see, here's the thing: is that I can be 50 years old and still be taking risk, right? Because there's no clock, there's no biological clock for me, right? Like, and the thing is that knowing that
mine is ticking like a time bomb,
and that's real. But the thing is like a woman is going to value more a man with more resources, more purpose, more meaning, right? And I'm gonna have more of that the older that I get, right? Well, I think us having a conversation like this, it's important, right? Because I think that there's people that watch this channel that are absorbing information from my perspective, absorbing information from your perspective, and they're putting it into their own toolkits. Yes. Right? So like it seems like admittedly you think it was early.
It was early, 100%.
Admittedly, it was early. And admittedly, if you met him later on in life and he had a kingdom already built, it wouldn't have changed anything. You probably still would have pursued that forward.
Yeah, for sure. I was rushing. I wanted the marriage. I wanted the I wanted it all. But I got it. But it came with a cost. So
in identifying a unicorn, because that's the first purpose of the video. So identifying a unicorn.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else to add on the unicorn? And I'm trying to use your information as a way to, as I'm out in the wild, I can be like, okay, that's an attribute of a unicorn.
As a man, or as a woman, women, we actually choose who we want to marry. That's the thing. Like, we choose who we allow to place. We say yes, right? You feel me? So I believe that men, if you have this unicorn and you're not ready for her, or you just still want to be selfish, you got to make some choices. You have to make like, okay, like, am I willing to let this girl go to better myself? Ooh, this is deep because I'm speaking to myself right now. Or am I just going to give her me now and better present and show her show her that, she made a good decision or whatever. Women just don't settle. But yeah, you are the gift. You really, because I know I am. Did I say anything? I don't know if I.
We'll let the subscribers decide.
Guys, if you know what's good for you. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll let subscribers and the subscribers that I have, they will go through. They communicate. They'll go through the video and see and highlight different points. So I think they're very engaged. Oh. So I want to see. All right. Well, cool. Unicorns. Nah, I don't know if they exist. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it funky.
I know they exist because I am one. That's the thing. That's how I know they exist, because I am a unicorn. Ladies, if you're a unicorn. Every woman, every man and woman thinks that they're unique, thinks that they're different. Well, we are.
So, and here's my thing, is that I feel like a unicorn is someone that can look beyond what's instinctual, right? And can look past that, right? So a unicorn to a woman from a dude, looking at a dude, is someone who, has empathy, like a great degree of empathy to understand emotions in a situation. It doesn't mean that he's emotional. I'd argue no woman wants an emotional man, right? But he at least has enough empathy to understand how emotions can be at play, right? So that might be a unicorn attribute from a man. From a woman's perspective. From a man's perspective, I think we're so much more simpler. I think we're way more simpler. We have way less requirements. Yes. And even still, it's still difficult. It's still difficult. And what's defined as a unicorn for me is different than a unicorn from the next dude. I think, and it's really hard to identify who that is. And I think, listen, I can say, I'm the fastest man in the world, right? I run the fast 100 meter an hour time. Yeah. I can say that all day. I can say I'm a unicorn all day. No, but I can say it, but I think it's much more of an action-oriented question. It's like, what are the actions? You know what I mean?
I feel it.
So I'll try to find a sage incense.
You need to get some good
Lighter.
energies, light it up.
That makes sense. That's what I've been missing. Oh.
Yes! You need your sage. You need positive energies. You need someone who wants to see you well, like genuinely, genuinely. You know, she has to be genuine.
Well, there's a genuine nurturing component about that I can bang with. So I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
And I think like every dude wants that picturesque, nurturing, and able to do it without the nagging, without the oversensitivity, with a real and a good communicator. Like all of those things that I think kind of get lost with people developing.
It's hard, marriage. Finding you is hard. So a marriage, bringing that into something else, being a father, that is
changes it up.
Everything. It's life.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
Well, listen, that has been your unicorn discussion mixed with a little marriage in there as well. Zoe!
What's up?
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. It's been fun.
It's been fun.
It's been...
Last question. Did you have fun today?
I did. It was very adventurous. I didn't think or plan this out. I just felt. And look where it got us.
Look where it got us. Look where it got us.
See?
Wait, give me a high five, girl.
Yes.
Give me a high five.
See, like, you just can't think. You just gotta feel. You gotta feel sometimes, but you gotta plan sometimes too.
I don't, you know. I'm not much of a feeler.
See, well, this is a feeler. This
You're feeling your way through it. I get it. You gotta just do it.
Like, if I knew you were crazy, I would have known you were crazy right when I met you. Because I'm crazy, okay?
I know. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. What's your YouTube channel again?
Zoe Everlasting.
Zoe Everlasting.
Yes.
Go check her out. Interesting content. You do like hauls.
I do hauls. I do natural hair tutorials. I do thrifting. I do DIYs. That too.
What's interesting is she does. It's a fashion component, but it's mostly male subscribers. So yeah.
Yeah,
go out there.
I know, it's weird, super weird. I don't know, but yeah, guys.
Until next time, YouTube. Pardon me.
Excuse me.